Howdy, 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 and welcome to the Dirty Dish. I'm Diana Nguyen. I was on a date last night. And I have actually recorded this 2 weeks earlier just so that I can get my perspective out there before it goes out to the mainstream. And this is the suit I have worn on first dates. Not the same outfit, but what a gorgeous coloured suit. I got a lot of compliments when I was filming the show. So first dates, we've all done them. We've all had lots of first dates. And this episode is about being on a show first dates, but also first weird dates that I've gone on. And if you've had a weird first date or a lovely first date where you met the love of your life, because we know that after the first date, if it's still working and you're still together, it was a good first date. Please let us know. Let us know in the comments, share with us. This is a community where we get to dish out all the perfections and imperfections of life. So this is 2023. I've just broken up with a boyfriend, gone to Europe, walked the Camino, and done this amazing European freedom heartbreak trip. Come back to Australia, and I'm in the process of doing my egg freezing. Now, I am a massive fan of first dates. I love this show so much. I was like, yes, maybe I will meet him. Maybe I can put the finger up to my ex and go, look at me, I'm hot. And if you've watched it, you know the outcome isn't hot. But we'll get to that bit. So, yeah, I have been a massive fan of the show First Dates. I have watched the UK version. That's my favorite version. To the point where I would watch the episode and then do a Google search of the couples that I really liked. And then I would then check out their wedding videos. So people have gotten married on first dates, and I love love. And I do believe that you can meet the love of your life at a random strange place, or be match made, or meet people online. And so I love the concept of sitting down, have a conversation for 90 minutes about love and life and all that stuff that brings humans together. And one of my first episodes that I had watched of First Dates UK, there was a woman who was having a baby on her own. She was pregnant, and she was sitting down, and he and her date came in. They sat down, they started chatting. And then she reveals to him, hey, I'm just letting you know I'm having a baby on my own. And his reaction was really beautiful. He inquired, he wasn't judgmental, and there was real great chemistry between the two of them. And I have heard these amazing stories where people have met people when they're pregnant, where the guy has kind of stepped up and said, hey, let me be part of your life and this child's life. I don't have an attachment of this child not being mine biologically, but I really like you and I want to see us grow. And so that was my first invitation into first dates. Like, this stuff can happen. And so when I was asked to come on, I was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's find love. Little backstory about me here in Melbourne. I always would have my first date at the same bar, to the point where if a date ended really badly, I would walk the guy out and hug them and say, lovely to meet you. I'll talk to you soon. And that talk to you soon was either going to arrange another date or talk to you soon, hey, letting you know, not working out. Once they've disappeared, I tell them, hey, I need to go to the toilet. So I head back inside and then go to the toilet, come out, and I sit at the bar, and the bar team have my glass of red wine ready for me, and we dish out about the date and why it didn't work out. And I've had some doozies. I've had some doozy first dates to the point where I walked in and knew this was not going to work out. Literally in 33 seconds, let's say, the date ended. He could see, I knew our energy wasn't matched. I was trying the whole, let's not talk a lot on the apps. Let's not have a phone call, which is one of my big rules. And so I just rocked up, not sensing his energy, just relying on a couple of texts and meeting up. And oh, no. Even the bar staff had told me when we were debriefing, they said, when we walked in, we were like, dude, you're in the wrong bar. And he had sensed that when I was really trying to, but I couldn't muster the pretend. And then he wrapped it up. He sculled his beer and said, lovely to meet you. And he left. So sometimes people do the hard work, and Good on you, buddy. I had a date when I had an argument about golf. I said to him, not everyone can play golf. It's not like a soccer ball where a king could go buy a soccer ball. You have to be of some kind of wealth to go buy a set of golf clubs. And he got offended by that. So bye. And you can argue with me if you think I'm wrong. I've argued with Lizzie Who about it because she plays golf. And what was there? Oh, another date. Oh, this date. Yum, yum. I walked in, lovely. I could see the future with this guy until I leaned in and he had a smell. He had this dog sweat smell on his work shirt. So he had gone to work for 8 hours, come straight to the date, and there was this weird musty smell. And I really tried. Like, we chatted for an hour and a half or two. We just chatted, had a couple of drinks. I thought I was like making it up, like I was sabotaging it. But every time I leaned in, I was like, oh, my brain was like, oh, there is a smell. And I told my girlfriends when I got home, I was like, oh, it's so disappointing. He had a smell. And then I just went, you know what? I'm going to let him know because he's decent, kind. I've got to let him know. He probably doesn't know. And his workmates should have told him that it wasn't a good smell. So I called him up and said, hey, I just want to let you know that I really think you're cool and would love to catch up again. But there's a smell, and I think it's a laundry smell. I think may have left the washing for too long. And I'm just a little disappointed no one at work told you, and I had to tell you at 6:30 p.m. And, he did defend. He did go on offense and say, hey, I don't think I smell like my friends have not told me that, but I'll check out, la, la, la. And we did go on a second date. However, the second date didn't mention anything because I think the smell thing did offend him. So that didn't work out. That's okay. We all had our own smells. But yeah, first dates. Well, I know I think I will do a response after watching it live. I'm having a watch party to watch it live. And so there will be a response video of the live of what happened on this date. I was nervous. I had asked the runner to get me a bubble tea. They got me a large bubble tea. And I just sat in my hotel room. I was in lockdown. I didn't know I was in lockdown because I went and caught up for a coffee with a friend of mine. And one of the producers caught me downstairs and said, you should be in your hotel room. I was like, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I had to say goodbye to my friend and race upstairs. And then, the procedure was that I just had to stay in my room. And I took so many photos and videos in my room to kill the time. And our date was quite early. It was like a 4:00 date because we had to shoot quite a few dates that were happening on the same date. This is what I recall is that I had to do a intro of myself. Then they walked me into the restaurant, and it is a real restaurant decked out with lots of cameras. And I am met with a concierge, and you'll find out his name, and he escorted me to the bar. And so that means I'm the first one to arrive at the date. And I was just nervous. I was just like giggly bubbly, and I did order a porn star cocktail because I love passion fruit. Passion fruit is I'm a sweetie girl. And I was having a great time chatting to the bar staff. And I get it. They may have put me up first because I knew I could chat and I could have a good time. And then I could see in the corner that there was a person entering the room, and it was him. I could see from the folio from behind that he was good build, good looking, and he came towards me. And then, we just had a raucous time. I think I had another porn star cocktail. I think I had 2 in total, maybe 3. I'm pushing it. We had really great rapport, banter. We had staff come up to us and say, hey, you guys are lit. You guys are having a really great time. I think the kick turner in our conversation was that we had to go make a phone call to a family, and I chose Fiona Chow. Now, Fiona Chow is a co-creator of Fee and Me. I've known her since 1994. She's been my friend for over 32 years. And I asked Fiona, one of my oldest friends from primary school, to be that person I called. And she picked up the phone and we chatted, and she asked me a really important question, which I had forgotten, which was, Diana, have you asked them about the family? And I was like, God, it's like swept into Wizard of Oz. And so I got off the call, peed, and then went back to Liam, my date. Liam then went and had his phone call and came back. And I don't know, they'll have this footage, but when he came back, I noticed 2 of his tops two buttons of his shirt had been unbuttoned. And I commented on it because I'm an observer. I work in an entertainment industry. I observe when things come back a little bit different. I'm good with where's Wally? Like, what's missing? What has changed? And I commented on it, and he told me, and I commented it. In my pre-interview, I had said to a question, who pays for the first date? And I said, if the date's going really well, the guy will pay for it. And if the date's going mediocre, we'll both split it. And so when Liam grabbed the bill, my brain was like, the date's gone well. And he's cute. Not my profession that I had wanted or always answer, which was number two, he's an actor. And I had said quite hard constantly with the team is that, like, I really want this to work out. And I don't date people in my industry because one ego is enough. One ego is enough. And number two was family. Family is very important to me. And so when his answer to my question of when Fiona said, hey, what do you think? His answer of, I'm not sure, really pissed me off. Because then I felt like this is sabotaging now. That isn't going my way. And I say that to producers on the show. I'm like, I had asked you specifically for someone who's not in my industry, and number two wants a family, and you've given me 2 zeros. But number three was that he did pay for the bill. He took the check, paid for it. And I was like, okay, maybe he's not forever, but I've just come out of a breakup and this would be fun. And he's from Melbourne, and I could break some rules. I could change and just have a fling. Not a baby, but a fling. So we go upstairs and the producer's escorting us. They have to make sure that we're not communicating to each other if it's a yes or no. And we go all the way upstairs. And now you know this bit. You know that I get interviewed. These ask me how did the date go. And I do say to them, unimpressed that you did not listen to what I asked, but he seems like a nice guy and could go on a second date. Then we swap places. Liam comes in and does his thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he says. Because when I come in for my interview with him and they ask us the question, would you go on a second date? And he answers, no. That's the bit where I am a bit afraid of how it will come out of. Because I know that I said, oh God, my heart just broke. Yeah, I think with the breakup with my ex, I was still traveling in the pain of it. And I was just going along, and also into my IVF as well. There was a lot happening. And then just to get rejected, ouchie. But the best thing, and I know, is that I didn't let him off the hook, and I asked him why not. And I think I might have been aggressive because I wanted to find out, like, give me feedback. We've got all the cameras here. I clearly thought we had a great date because the waiting staff came up to us. Everyone thought we had a great date. The producers thought we had a great date. But what is it, dude? And he answered, we weren't flirty. There was no sex chemistry. We weren't talking about sex. And I was like, I work in stand-up comedy. I do talk about these themes. You could have just asked, but I am not going to instigate these conversations because I have people watching me. My family's watching this. My community is watching this. And if that is something that you're curious about on a first date, don't ask it. Don't expect me to bring it up. And I hope they've kept that because I was really pissed off that was his answer. And I did go, your 2 buttons were unbuttoned. That's you flirting. Yeah, good one. So that was the show. And the worst bit, oh God, the worst bit is after our date, we had to go do our photo shoot because because this is the first time we'd seen each other at the date. So we hadn't done the photos together. So we had to go and do the photos together. And in this photo room studio, we found all the other couples. Every other couple said yes, except this guy. Yo. And I think for the last 3 years, I've been kind of a little anxious about the outcome because knowing that I am doing my IVF to be a single mum at the moment, there was this shame. There was a shame that, wow, in 3 years, Diana, you haven't been able to find anyone. And I was hoping that by this time I had a partner or had a baby. And I think that did creep into me when I found out that they were going to release this episode during my IVF season. And that's something I've let go now. But I just wanted to articulate loudly that I thought that I would have found a partner in the 3 years they were holding off the production of releasing this season. We're still going to have a baby on our own. We're still going to bring joy and laughter and a lot of snorts. I know there was so from the ad. There's a lot of snorting, guys. I think I snorted too much. Holy moly, macaroni. I think there was too much snorting. Oh God. Oh, we still believe in love. I think that's the most important thing. The little heartbreak's good for you. I do want to, this is a little tragic though. So after the first date, after he rejected me, we had to do these couple photos, and that's when I found out, oh, he rejected me. It was the only rejection of the night. And then we had to do the walk-in of arriving the date, and then the walk out of devastation. And I'm looking forward to seeing my devastation look. I guess the tragedy of all of this is when they released us, I went back into my hotel room and I had a good cry. Good cry. Then I called my girlfriend Phoebe, who embryo transfer partner. She held my hand. I called her up and had a cry with her. And then I did the next worst thing that I could do after going on a first date. I called my ex-boyfriend. And I think that was the mess of our ending of our relationship, is that there was still emotional attachment to the aftermath of our breakup. And so I called him and we spoke for an hour, and I told him what happened on the date, and I had a cry, and he was there. And now he's not. Little heartbreak there. Like, I really did go into this date optimistic, and I am looking forward to someone arranging my marriage. I think there's something of beauty of someone arranging a marriage for you so that you don't have to think about dating. So if anyone knows someone that would know, just letting you know that I have paid a lot of money to do IVF. So we're not halting it, but you might want a pregnant single lady, maybe. But yeah, looking forward to seeing the actual episode, and I will be doing a response. But I just want to let this one out just so that I could have my view of what happened on this date. But yeah, still believe in love, still believe that you should get out there and meet people. And there are so many wonderful stories to share. And if you've got a first date story that needs to be shared, let us know, because sharing is caring. See ya. Bye.